Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Alienate UK. Got my own channel name then. That's bad. It's right in front of me as well. So I'm joined by Dan. Dan is a paranormal investigator. His YouTube channel is a Paranormal Scouter. If you haven't already, please do go over there and subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of got a lot of investigations on there, live and pre-recorded. And this is Dan. So welcome to the show, buddy.
Hello, thanks for having me on.
Oh, thanks for coming on. So,
Right, it's the
go on.
first podcast I've actually been on, so it's interesting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've done lives. I've
yeah.
done lives myself, but and use StreamYard and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the first sort of podcast format I've been on, so it's going to be interesting.
Oh, you'll be fine. It's fine. I don't
Yeah,
know what I'm doing, so I just wing it. But it's all good. Got
yeah, that's it.
regulars
That's
in.
how
Yeah, yeah. There's regulars in the chat. Hopefully, they'll have some questions. So we've got
cool.
Gerald Midwest Night Watchers. Sobe Carper. We've got Jane of Chiro Sounds. Og moderating. Thank you, Og. Baby with a Laser. That's Darren. Simon Riley. Sobe Carper. That's it. That's all I can see at the
Cool.
moment. So thanks, guys, for coming on. Oh, and Wayne, who's Fire Spirit. Also, this is going out on podcast, so you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc., etc. So,
Sounds good.
yes. So we're only doing an hour. The reason being, you've got your show going out at 9:30 tonight, so you need to
I
shoot off
have.
and get ready to do that, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
I spent a lot of time editing that one today.
Yeah. So you can't be late.
You know.
So how long have you been doing this? So not how long have you been in the
um,
paranormal? How long have you been doing it on platforms?
on platforms. So, I think it's 3 years now. I think it generally started when we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
I would imagine lockdown's about 3 years now, isn't it? And coming up to
Yeah.
3 years.
3 to 4 years.
Yeah, 3
I
to
only
4
know
years.
because I did mine in lockdown, and
Yeah,
I did mine on Halloween 2020. So we
yeah,
were like right
yeah,
in lockdown. And then we
yeah,
come out
yeah.
and then we went back in and yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just because we were in lockdown. At the time, I didn't have a family. I've got a family now, but back then I didn't have a
Yeah.
family, so I had a lot of my time where I was just watching paranormal videos constantly on YouTube. And I got obsessed with it. And me and my friend Amy, we decided, well, okay, she had a haunted flat, so we started our
Yeah.
first video in her haunted flat. Um, and if you look at that old video, it's awful. It's absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not saying yeah, it's awful,
and
but yeah, I know what you mean. Like the
you
very
can say it, yeah, you
you've
can
got
say
to
it's awful. It was
but
awful.
you've got to start somewhere, and when you've never done it
Yeah,
before, you start at the bottom and work up. It's the only way of doing it.
yeah,
So
yeah, 100%. Um, but yeah, and obviously we started the channel.
yeah,
I didn't think, I never thought it would go anywhere. Like it's still a relatively small channel now because of obviously the time I've had to take out with having my daughter and things like that.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but my community is solid, and that I never thought I'd have. Um, and it's brought loads of new people, loads of new friends into my life that I never thought,
mm-hmm,
and it's just a great journey.
yeah. Isn't it a great feeling though when all that happens? Because I never
Yeah,
I never expected to build it up. I just thought I'm going to go out, do investigations, put them on YouTube, leave them. People want to watch them, they'll watch them. I didn't
yeah,
think I'd be sat here now, like interviewing people and doing all this, but there we are.
yeah, yeah. It's
So
it's one of them, and you grow. I mean, I've got a couple of friends that they've reached recently on YouTube, reached in their paranormal channel 128,000 subscribers,
wow,
and they recently did an event um, in Stoke actually,
yeah,
and all these people were coming up to him asking for photos and like, oh, I'm a biggest fan. these guys, they were saying to me, you know, behind closed doors, they were like, "Well, I'm just a normal person," you know, like I don't get it. I don't get why they love me so much. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we, on a smaller scale, is what we get is, you know, people absolutely love you. They love your content. You know, they love everything about you, and it's just like, yeah, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
It is a nice feeling. A bit of a confidence booster as well sometimes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But no, it's gone. See, that's what I mean. Doing it for so long, can't even speak. It's completely gone. But
It's
it's
cool.
like, like you say, when you're doing doing the videos and that, I never.
Yeah,
It's that mine was. It's a hobby. It's still a hobby,
yeah.
but it's kind of like it's a hobby that's turned into a unpaid job sort of
Yes.
thing. So, and
Yeah,
I don't
massively.
get, yeah, I don't get to go out as much as I want to do. I was out yesterday. Just quickly, shameless plug. I was doing some. I didn't know, but I was meeting up with some guys and did some filming in Cannock Chase. So they was
Oh,
filming
okay. Yeah,
me as I'm talking about my encounters, and a couple of people
yeah,
in the chat, they've been with me when we've had accounts, and I actually remembered every single account that happened when I was out with
yeah,
these guys. So I was talking about that and other things that have been reported there and what have you. So it was a
yeah,
good 3-4 hours of filming, but
yeah.
they're gonna turn that into a documentary and hopefully it'll be out soon. But
That'd be interesting.
that's the first time I've been out on location and I've been filmed rather than me filming, like being
Yourself.
behind the camera. Yeah,
Yeah,
being the cameraman. So it was, and I didn't know that was what was going to happen till we was there and we just started walking and talking, and that's what it
yeah.
turned into. I'm like, right, okay, and just kept on doing
This
it.
is it. I think
It's
it's
weird.
nice sometimes that you can actually go and do a parallel investigation and focus on the investigation and not focus on the angle or how good your
Yeah,
camera is looking or what equipment you need to set up to do your B-roll or
yeah.
because that becomes that overtakes a lot of filming a paranormal investigation. It is literally, you know,
Yes.
you are making a program. All right, it's for some, it's not TV quality, but there's a lot of production that goes behind it,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
and
There's a
there's a lot of
ton of
thought.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
um,
no. Anne Rees says hello, Squishy Dan.
that's a good friend of mine, Anne.
Right. Just checking in case you're a
Hmm.
stalker.
Yeah, no, she's a good friend of mine, Anne
Yeah.
is.
But yeah.
She's
Sorry, go on. I didn't mean to butt
no,
in.
go on. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, I do like, obviously, I like going out and filming because it's like if you see something, you capture it and that. And
Yeah,
I think I know now, I know where I'm looking and what I'm looking for.
yeah,
But it was nice to do that yesterday because, like I said, I didn't know I was doing that yesterday. So it was nice to go out yesterday and just talk about what's gone on in these particular
yeah,
places and not be there doing an investigation.
yeah,
I did enjoy doing that bit of it. That was fun.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's like you say, you just get to experience the investigation and not, I say, not have to worry about that filming. And
yeah,
I was going to do that at a friend of a friend's pub there, where they were doing a paranormal investigation. I was like, oh, you know, I said to my mate Si, I was like, I'll just come, put my camera down, or not pick my camera up at all, and just come and enjoy the ride.
yeah,
Um, and I didn't get a chance to do it, but I wanted to. And yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. It's just like enjoy it,
yeah,
not having to be behind the camera.
yeah,
Um, I
yeah.
think
But it's like,
for me, go on.
no, it's all right. Sorry, go on. I keep butting in. I don't mean to.
No, it's all right. I was going to say to if just lately, I enjoy going out and doing the paranormal investigations, but YouTube is becoming the real pressure. And
Yeah,
it's more like, yeah, okay, I'll go out and experience a paranormal investigation. When it's over, I kind of get this like, oh, it's over now. I've got to spend hours editing it, you know, and it's just it becomes. I used to love editing. Now it's just
mm,
become a daunting process. And
Yeah.
then not when you finish the editing, you've got to. It takes me a good hour just to do search engine optimization on the video, just so the algorithm picks it up. And in a
What's
way,
that?
when the
What was that?
algorithm, the YouTube
No, what is it you do?
SEO, so the SEO to the search engine optimization.
Oh,
So
right.
it,
So I've never done that.
yeah, yeah, it in order to get the algorithm to actually, sort of
Yeah.
pick up my videos, I use a certain tool that guides me, but I have to do so many. You have to get a score out of 100 for every video that you release,
Nah.
and you've got to do
That's-
all these different tasks, and that is the SEO side of it.
No. See,
And it's
I
the
just
last,
tag it. I just put tags in. If it's tags that are not
yeah,
already got preloaded into the channel, so
yeah,
it's like, say, like I was at Canuck, so I'd type in Canuck. If it, particular things that we're talking about, I'd type that
yeah,
in. Do you know what I mean? But 90% of the
yeah,
stuff we talk about is I've preloaded it into the tags anyway.
yeah, yeah,
So I just go with that, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, it's worked well. It has worked
Yep.
well because when I wasn't doing search and optimization,
Yeah.
I was getting videos that were doing like 200 views.
Yeah.
And then I started doing search engine optimization. The first time I actually did it, my video shot to, I think it's 5.2K.
Really?
Yeah. So
Ah.
it changed it. And now I'm in a position, this is why I was so pressured to upload today,
Yeah.
because YouTube likes consistency and uploads. What tends to happen is my views will continue throughout the week, and then on a Monday they die out, because it's
Right.
like what they say is the algorithm is then expecting your next upload at a certain
Right.
time,
Yeah.
and then what it'll do, so it's sort of like, I've noticed a pattern. It sort of fizzles out the last week's views, and then it focuses on pushing out
Waiting
the
for the
new
next
video.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you
So
use a third party app for that?
no, I've started using a tool that's called vidIQ,
Oh,
and
oh yeah, I started using that. Didn't
yeah,
like it.
they give me a month for £1, and
Right.
it's worked for me. It doesn't work for everybody for some reason. I don't know why. I can't tell you that, but it has
Right.
worked the last couple of videos. I could release a video tonight and it could do absolutely awful.
Yeah.
It could do really, really bad because I've changed the time by half an hour. It's hit and miss,
Yeah.
but I think the point I was kind of making is that, you know you build a YouTube channel and you enjoy the paranormal side of it, but then obviously the paranormal is a job in itself, making sure that you get out, you film your episodes. The
Hmm.
editing then becomes another job, and then you've got the SEO on top of that, and it's like it's so time consuming, that part. I enjoy, if I could get someone to do the editing and the uploading for me, great. I'll just go out and do
Yeah.
the paranormal investigations.
Yeah. Won't we all?
Um, yeah, this is it.
Yeah. See, mine are getting, like you said, about 200, and I'm happy with that. Um,
Yeah,
but I just don't have the time to do all the SEO stuff. Because when I had the
yeah,
website, I used to have to do it on that for every
yeah,
single page, and it's like every time you change something on that page, you've got to change the SEO, and it's like,
yeah,
no, it's too much.
yeah,
So I just got rid of it all. Just stick to mainly this YouTube and Facebook. I've
yeah.
got a couple of others, but don't really use them.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a dabble sometimes in TikTok,
Yeah,
and it does all right. Instagram was a big thing. I think it really helped me get my first 1,000 subscribers. Instagram did, just promoting on Instagram.
yeah,
Um, and then I kind of like come away from it, and I'm kind of like at that point now where I'm fully focused on YouTube.
Yeah. I think
Like,
that's what you have to do. You have to focus on one
yeah,
platform and let everything else follow.
yeah, yeah. It's just you can't do every platform, and then when you look at these bigger channels and the likes, I won't say any names, but when you look at these bigger paranormal channels, you look at their social medias and they're tiny on there, but they're massive on YouTube, and it's because they've
Yeah.
focused all their energy on YouTube.
Yeah. Into one
Um,
place.
yeah, and I think you've really got to learn to master the algorithm. And I think I kind of like I see stats now on the dashboard and the
Yeah.
YouTube algorithm, and I'm just obsessed with it. I'm not shy to say that I'm obsessed with just looking at figures and looking at what people are interested in, what they're
Yeah.
doing, what they're bored of, what they're. It's like YouTube will tell you when your top moment in a graph. It tells you the top
Yeah.
moment
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
on a spike, and it's like, okay, people enjoy that, let's do more of that. Or it could be, oh, hang on a minute, I've got this, when my logo ends and I've got this black screen before the next scene comes in, that gap's too long and I'm losing
Yeah.
retention on that gap.
Yep.
Next video, let's close that gap. And then you start to see the retention increases slightly just by making those small changes.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I look at the dashboard, and I've been looking at brand content, and this is a
Yeah,
creepy thing about this. So, Brand Connect. So if I go into that and I can open up my media kit,
yeah,
right? It shows me, and this is people in the chat and people watching, what they buy online.
yeah,
That, and so it'll tell me male, female, age gap, like say
yeah,
21 to 30, 31 to 40,
yeah,
so on and so on. And it'll tell me what they buy, how often they watch things
yeah,
that they purchase online, like in adverts and other platforms. I'm like,
yeah,
that's creepy as hell. To be that precise,
yeah.
but it's what it does.
Cookie
So
policy.
that's pretty much what it
It's
is, isn't
funny.
it?
It's funny, because sometimes my nan and granddad will come to me, and because I've always helped them out with the tech, and
Yeah.
they'll go, "Oh, do you know what? My phone's clogged up," and I'll say to them, "Have you cleaned your cookies? Have you cleaned your cookies?" And they're like, "What?" It's like, "What my chocolate chip cookies got to do with anything?" And I'm just like, they're like, I'm done with this. I'm this technology. Blooming hell, it's all about computers eating cookies now, and that's my granddad for you.
Yeah.
He's just, it's comical.
Yeah. Right. So we'll have to jump back on the paranormal because I think people in the chat are
Yeah, that's it.
getting bored of the
Us,
YouTube stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
they are. I
So
did see a question.
yeah, I've got three for you. So this is from Og, the
Oh, okay.
moderator, Elaine. You do have catchy titles down on each video. I looked at them today. So well, it's not much of a question, but how do you create your title?
So what I try to do is be as true to the video as I can. Try
Yeah.
not to be too clickbaity.
Mm-hmm.
But I will look at keywords. I'll look at trending videos and titles and go, right, okay, so that's a title that's working for other videos. Let's try and put something together in mine that will try to trend, if that
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Um, and so yeah, it's so hard trying to think of a catchy title.
yeah,
It's really hard.
yeah. See, what I try and do with mine is like as we're talking, if you say something that's like completely out of the box, I'll write that down, and
Yeah,
that'll be the title or part of the title for this.
yeah,
That's why I always leave
yeah,
the title pretty much as the guest name, and then excuse me, add that on later because then I add it on when it goes on podcast as well.
yeah, yeah.
So, Yeah. So then it's related to what we're talking about on here. Right.
Yeah,
Got
that's it.
another. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just keeping me on the time as well. Got another question from Sober Carper.
Yeah,
Hi Dan, what made you get into the paranormal?
good question. So when I was 6 years old, we had, well, my sister was 3, and it was actually on her 3rd birthday, the night of her 3rd birthday. So we were at
Yeah.
home, and my mum and dad had got all my sister's presents all laid out ready for her to open in the morning. One of those big plastic kitchens that kids had in the
Oh
90s.
dear.
Yeah. And so my parents woke up to what sounded like, when you put popcorn in a microwave, and
Yeah.
it does that pop pop sound. Well, my mum gave him the shoulder or the elbow and said, go downstairs and go and see what it is. And a couple of moments later, my dad runs up and says, the house is on fire.
Oh.
So the whole house was going up, yeah. And so my mum come and woke me and my sister up. We had bunk beds, 2-bedroom terrace house. And we had to get our dressing gowns on. We ran downstairs, and I remember coming downstairs and just seeing the big gulf of flames by the front window. Well, we had to walk past it. And because obviously you got the flames here, the front doors there, so
Yeah.
it was very, very hot. And as we're sort of going through the flames, I can't really do it on screen, but there was a figure over the fire of a man. So it was like an outline of a man
Yeah.
with his arms out like an angel, and it was almost as if, because obviously it was like he was holding the flames back, because as soon as we got out
Wow.
the front door and got into the street, the radiator got that hot that it exploded, and there was a whole explosion, and the whole house just went bang behind us.
Flipping it.
So it was literally that something was holding, and I was only 6, and
Yeah.
then my gran, when she was alive, or she got me into Most Haunted, and I was just
Right.
obsessed at an early age. I was obsessed with the paranormal. I just loved the fear of watching TV shows in night vision. I loved it. And yeah, and I even wrote in to Antics Productions at 11, who
Yeah.
obviously Carl Beatty's company, who runs Most Haunted, asking if I could join the team.
Wow. Did you get a
Yeah,
reply?
I did get a reply.
Yeah.
I wasn't old enough.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, at least you got
And
back to you.
yeah, they did. They got back to me, and it was. I mean, I just had this, like, I knew I'd be scared, but I kind of wanted to conquer that fear.
Mm.
So I was just like, oh, let's go. There was nothing. I mean, at this point, it was early 2000s, so we
Right.
didn't have broadband. We didn't have YouTube. The only thing that you could get for your paranormal fix was whatever was on Living TV.
Yeah, because it was
Um,
cable, wasn't it? Cable and wireless
cable.
back then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So cable and wireless, it was like an analog cable they used to stick in the
Yeah.
back of your television,
Yeah.
and just you'd get
And you
like
get, I think they
so
had
many.
some stuff on Bravo and
Yeah,
then Living, and that was it. There's
yeah.
nothing else anywhere else.
Oh, Bravo. That's where I used to watch Knight Rider.
I think it was
Oh,
like it's like Thursday night, a Wednesday or a Thursday night. Well, early at like 2 in the morning, and they'd show
yeah,
some of these paranormal shows.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. I
not
didn't
many.
see them. Not many, but you didn't get what you got now.
No.
Like Nick Goff and all that, and but yeah. So that was the answer to the question. Was, yeah, that's really what got me into the paranormal.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I just want to say hi to the Paranormal Hub Worldwide. They've just
Oh,
gifted a
hello,
membership to
Michael.
someone. So thank you for
That's nice.
doing that.
That's Michael. That's
One of your mates.
Yes, he is. That's really nice of him. Well done. No, thanks for that,
Yeah,
Michael.
thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. There you go.
Who won it?
Julie R. I think you have to be a subscriber to receive the gift. Because I don't know if you do it on your
Yeah.
channel at the beginning of the month. You can send out 10. You can give 10 memberships.
I haven't got it at the moment.
Oh, have you not? I lost mine for
No.
3 months for putting
Yeah,
the video up, but
I was so close to getting it, and then obviously I
yeah,
had my daughter and took months out that because you've got to accumulate that
you
watch
got to
time
get the
within 365 days.
you've got to get 12
Lost it.
months solids. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you can.
I'm
Yeah,
700 off, 700 watch hours off to monetization. So
yeah.
happy
Just
about that.
do a ton load of shorts. That keeps
Yeah,
your
that's it.
algorithms. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm,
I haven't got memberships just yet, but they're on the way. They are on the way.
cool. Excellent. Right. Next question is from your friend Anne. Oh,
Oh, Anne.
1 sec. I've just cleared it. Oh my god. I pressed the wrong thing. Right, let me scroll back. Let
Anne,
me
pop,
find
pop,
it
pop,
quickly.
pop your question back in,
I'm
Anne.
so sorry. It's there. I just can't find it. I unclicked it. Oh wait.
Was it the
Ah,
one
here it
that
is. Got it.
said? Ah, there we go.
What would you say people like more about your videos? Collabs, history, locations, etc.
That's a hard one, that is, to be fair, because um, history, I'm really lazy on. I will admit, when it comes to doing the history on a location, I love the history of a location, but I'm really
Yeah.
lazy at doing the history. So it probably wouldn't be history. Um, I do a lot of collabs because obviously I go out with Simon a lot,
Yep.
and Fort Spooky, who's another great friend.
Yep.
So I do collab a lot with them, and there is new collabs in the pipeline. But I'd like to say maybe my videos because I like some of the videos. I really like the editing, so it
Yeah.
might just be the videos. I don't know. It'd be interesting to know what people like about the videos. But yeah,
Yeah. Cool. So do you like when you go somewhere on location
yeah.
and you're doing say overnight during the whenever you're doing it, do you like to know what's gone on there before you get there, or do you like to go in blind and have no idea so you're not got any preconceptions of what's going to go on?
Prefer to go in blind.
Hmm.
Always prefer to go in blind. Sometimes it's inevitable that you're going to know what's happened at a location before you go there because some of them are so popular. You just seeing videos on them or whatever. But
Yeah, there's some places
if
you
it,
can't get out of it.
yeah, yeah. I think the way I prefer to do it is go in blind and not know what's gone on there or the history of the place, and then try to match it up later. And I
Yeah,
think the best example of this is when we did what we dubbed the Poltergeist House, or it was dubbed by somebody else, the Poltergeist House, which is not far from about half an hour from where I live. And we knew it was a Poltergeist House, but we didn't know what the reasons were for it being Poltergeist. And when we obviously got there and we did a bit of the investigating, the three of us were on, well, I think it was a ground level, and it's like
yeah,
got two other levels above it. Um, and you could hear, well, we heard clear as day. The camera kind of got it dragging, like it was like a TV being dragged across
yeah.
across the, the floor of another room, and we were like, "Well, that's amazing, but it could be anything." And then my partner Charlotte, she did the research afterwards,
Yeah.
and we found out that there were other reports of this happening to other investigators, and we were like,
Yeah.
"Wow, that actually ties in with what we experienced." So
Ah,
that was a good experience of going in blind, as I
yeah.
like to call it.
Yeah. See, I love going in blind because you're not
Y-
you're not tempted to. Well, not. I wouldn't say tempted, but like if you hear a noise or something, say you go somewhere and it's known for you can hear a little girl running around laughing. You get there,
Yeah,
the slightest noise, it's like, oh, did you hear that? Must be that little girl.
yeah,
And then your mind starts playing tricks on you because
yeah, yeah,
you've already planted the seed. So
yeah.
it's
This is the thing, and it's happening quite common on paranormal investigations where I'll turn around to some of my friends and I'll go, I'm hearing this. Am I going crazy? Is it in my head? Like, I used to be, I'm not as, I don't, I'm not as sensitive as I am now, but I used to, when I first started, I felt extremely sensitive. Like I could
yeah,
really had the ability to hear things that other people weren't hearing.
yeah,
And I got called out for it. The channels that I used to work with would turn around and go, "Well, we can't work with you because you're always seeing things and hearing things." And that was what I got. That's what I put up
what?
with. And
But you
yeah,
know
yeah,
what? I know that's happened to other people. Not the
yeah,
same sort of thing, but they've been to, "Look, I can't work you because of," and it's like, excuse my French, but the shittest excuse ever.
yeah,
Because that's what it seems like. It's just an excuse to not. If you're sensitive, you're sensitive,
yeah,
and some
yeah.
people
I don't.
won't go with it. But if you're into this and you know what's what, then you're gonna have that understanding of what's really happening.
Yeah, I don't think I am now. I feel very, very closed off now. Like, um, it's really weird. Like, I don't. I used to be able. I used to feel if something was around me. Like
Yeah,
I used to feel energy. I don't get that anymore, and I think because of what I was told by other channels or other paranormal investigators, I think that made me close off. Like, okay, well,
yeah, like shut it down a bit.
yeah, yeah, maybe. At the end of the day, it's called paranormal for a reason. Like, no
Yeah,
one knows how it works,
no,
and people were telling me that you're being too eccentric. You get too scared. Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, and that affected me for a long while, for a good year. It affected me for a good year, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I used to say to Charlotte,
yeah,
I'm not doing it anymore. Like, I just, and then I
yeah,
come back after my daughter was being born, and I was just more thick skinned. I was just
yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I know what you
you know,
mean. Because there are
yeah,
things that put you off. You think, why should I even bother?
yeah,
And then you look at the bigger picture and then realize what's actually going on.
yeah,
Without going into the politics of it, you'll know what it is anyway, is
yeah,
why it's said and why it's done. But
yeah,
do you find now, regardless of that, I'm not being ignoring what you've just said, do you find now though that you're more of a skeptic when you go and do an investigation than what you was when you first started?
yeah. Because I said to myself when I obviously when I came back after Frey was born, I kind of went, oh, okay, I've got a new perspective on it now. I was like, I don't believe it. I don't believe ghosts are real, and that was the mentality I sort of carried.
Yeah,
And then I was like, even if I hear now, like before, if I'd heard something on a spirit box that was really clear, or I'd be like, that's paranormal. That's paranormal. That's got to be
yeah,
paranormal. Now I'm just like, that's interesting. I'm not like that's paranormal. That's
yeah.
interesting.
It,
That
it's
it's
different.
like it's different. It's like going out and compiling evidence into your portfolio or whatever if you want to call it, and just go, there we go.
Yeah,
I'm just putting it in, I'm collecting it and putting it in, and I'm letting the world decide. Whoever's watching, I'm letting them decide
yeah,
what they think it is. And that's what I've
yeah,
always said. I've always said, here's my evidence. You at home, you're the people that decide whether you think that's paranormal or not.
yeah.
I'll give my opinion,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I think, do you know what? I think that's the best way because that's the route that I started going down. It's like I've I was out there. This is what I felt. This is what I seen. This is what went on. I don't
Yeah,
know. I can tell you what I seen, but I don't know what it is.
yeah,
You guys have a look and decide. It
yeah.
might be summer. It might be nothing.
This is it.
So
This is it.
yeah. So sorry, 1 second. Andy from Conjure Quest Paranormal's in. Andy, thank you.
Yeah,
I was going to say to you. Oh yeah, we've got another question. That was it.
yeah.
Right, I've just got a bit of
Go for
background
it. Go
noise.
for it.
Oh, yeah, just 1 moment. I've just got to knock at the door. Be 1 second.
That's all right. I'm on my own. I'm taking over Alienate UK. Hello, my name's Dan.
Right, it's right. I'm back. Cheers.
He's back. There we go.
I'm
I
back.
was just taking over your channel.
No, it's all right. I was still sat
Yeah.
here watching. I just had to have a quick conversation. Do apologise.
No, that's
Um,
all right.
yeah. So, like I was saying about the going out investigating. Next question. I ask this to everyone. What I ask you because we've only got like 15 minutes left. If
Yeah,
you found that you could find out exactly what all the paranormal is, I don't just mean like the spirit side to it. I'm talking cryptids, UFOs, shadow people, anything and everything. What the connection was and how
yeah.
and why it's all here. Would you really want to know? After
See,
you find out, there's nothing left to know about the paranormal.
since being in the paranormal,
Yeah,
the the the, the biggest thing I find is that they don't want us to know. This is
no,
my evidence leads me to the fact that we are
yeah,
not supposed to know. And there's a higher power on the other side
yeah,
because you think about it. You go out to do all these paranormal investigations. You've got all these people, all these spirits that are making taps, bangs, noises, asking for help. But when
yeah.
you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of it all, they don't do anything. And but you know, deep down in your heart, you know they're there. And it's
Oh yeah,
because they get in trouble. I think they get in trouble by a higher power that tells them you're not allowed to tell the living. I mean, you think about, and I'm probably going to a bit of a rant here, but you think about
fine.
every paranormal investigator that's ever asked a spirit that they've been in contact with if there is heaven after life or there is some kind of anything that's to do with life after death. Your contact with that spirit will always go dead,
Yeah,
and
it just
that's
ends.
just
Any
ends.
any important question,
Yeah,
it just stops.
it
But
just stops.
yeah, because there's a couple of people that I've spoke to, and they go researching around the world, and they said
Yeah,
as soon they've been doing it for like 40 years plus, and I mean
yeah,
they're out and about everywhere they can get to,
yeah,
up mountains, across deserts,
yeah,
jungles, a lot, and they said that soon as you get an insight as to what's going on, they
yeah,
change it or it
yeah,
evolves. So
yeah.
what you thought you knew, forget all of that. Literally start again.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're
but
definitely.
yeah, sorry, go on.
Go on, you're going to say,
I
but
was going to say, but if you did have the opportunity to find out, would you really want to know?
um, I think I'd like to know if aliens exist.
Hmm.
I mean, I am pretty much 100% that there is extraterrestrial life in a different galaxy, and I think that each galaxy. So we've got our galaxy, which is the
Yeah,
Milky Way galaxy. And that galaxy is specific to us and the orbit of our planet and whatever that is specific to us. And I think other galaxies out there, there is planets that are those there's planets that have got life on them, but their galaxy is specific to them.
yeah, I get
That's
that. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
And so,
like the snow globe theory.
yeah,
Each galaxy is a snow globe, and they're all on shelves, and you know
yeah.
the rest. Yeah, no, I get
I mean,
that.
I've always I've always loved the Men in Black theory, where a strand of hair has a whole new galaxy or something like that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I know that's not reality, but
No, well, no.
it
Yeah,
could,
well, that's
yeah.
the thing, though. We don't know it's real. We don't know whether it is or not.
Well, this is it. We don't.
No, but
But yeah,
I've seen things that for me, I can tell you that aliens do exist because of what
yeah,
I've encountered and stuff that's gone on, and people that
yeah,
I know, people that are in the chat now that I know, the stories that
yeah,
they've told me, they wouldn't lie about it, and they've
yeah,
had more detailed um, experiences than I have. So yeah,
yeah. It's
but
yeah.
that's
This
just
is
me
it.
though.
Well, this is it. I mean, you can have all these personal experiences, and you can tell the world half of the people that listen to you are going to think you're crazy,
Oh yeah,
and they do.
yeah,
You can have the most compelling evidence. Even people that trust you, that are family members that trust you, will turn around and go, "You put that in that video. That ain't real." I'm like, "No, it
yeah,
is. That's what I call." My first ever EVP, when I was in a woods part of a graveyard on my own, and I got this
yeah,
woman saying, listen to me, like, listen to me now, basically. I caught that on a live stream. That
yeah.
was a live stream. How could I have edited a live stream?
I know.
People, the human mind is programmed to reject this kind of evidence
Yeah, because it's not logic.
because it's
Anything
not logic.
non-logic,
Yeah,
yeah, straight away
yeah,
you program, like you said, program to can't speak,
yeah.
dismiss it.
It's like a
But
safety mechanism, so the
yeah,
higher
but it's
power
like
doesn't get found out.
yeah, but when they say like ghosts and spirits, oh, ghosts are spirits of deceased people. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen full body apparitions. I've seen semi-translucent apparitions. I've never ever
yeah,
seen a apparition of any of my family members ever.
no,
But I know loads of people that have. So I can turn around and say, well, for me, ghosts are not spirits of dead people because I've never seen one family member. But I know loads of
yeah. Well,
people that have. So,
yeah, this is
you know what I
interesting because
mean?
I don't think apparitions are spirits of the dead. I think apparitions are ghosts. I think ghosts and spirits are different things. This is what
Yes,
we have to
thank you.
remember.
Yes.
Ghosts are what's the word I'm looking for? They're like replays of the past. It's almost
Stone
like
Fairy.
time. Yeah, stone fear. It's almost like
Yeah. Yeah,
time
just
plates are
repeating itself.
clashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think spirits are spirits that we communicate or attract are in what's like an orb form.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that is what a spirit. And they'll probably tell me I'm wrong, but that's just what that's
But that's
just
what I love.
that's
I love all this. That
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
debate. But yeah,
So
it's like yeah, sorry,
yeah,
I
go
was
on.
just gonna say, so like spirits for me, a ghost is not the spirit of a dead person. So the
Yeah,
ghost could be like two different time events overlapping. Like you said,
yeah,
they could be looking at us and we're looking at them, and it's the same thing.
yeah,
But when you've got intelligent communication with
yeah,
something else, that's a spirit, and the spirit
yeah.
isn't a don't know
It's
don't know what
um,
it is.
it's not a shape. They're not a shape. They
No,
don't. I don't think they
their
carry the shape.
their energy.
I think they can. Their energy, but I think they can manifest. They can probably manifest into
Mm,
something like You've got to remember the spirits that have. I don't think a person. See, I don't think you carry your existing image over. I think
yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I've kind of lost my own train of thought.
I
I think
don't worry.
you kind of like ghost is a vibration of time recorded in an area.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
totally. Yeah,
I think But there's always these scenarios where people could be in an old building and they could be worrying about something, or they could, like, something's really on the mind and they're getting stressed and they see a bloke sat in a chair, and
Yeah,
that bloke walks up to them and says, pats them on the shoulder and go, "Don't worry, mate, everything's going to be all right." This person, I've heard this story loads of times and I repeat it now. The person goes to the bar and says, "Do you know who that bloke was that was sat in the chair?" And they're like, "What bloke?"
yeah,
And a lot of people, I think I've had an experience like that. And I think a lot of people have had experience where they've seen an apparition of a spirit that doesn't look
human. Yeah,
transparent, like it
looks
looks
like a
like a
normal
human.
person. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And it's a lot of people. There's a lot of documentation and records of this happening to people.
yeah.
Um, it's crazy. Like, but I don't think, unless your family member has got unfinished business or something to tell you, they don't come around you. I don't think they're like, you won't get them on a paranormal investigation. That
No.
and that I believe that much, that if somebody tries to say on a spirit box or whatever that they're my granddad or they're my gran, I'm like, no, I'm not letting
Yeah,
you through, because that, to me, that's something potentially demonic trying to get in by me welcoming them in. I
yeah.
don't think, I
You.
don't believe it's a grandparent.
It's like the vampire thing. You're allowing them to cross the threshold. You're inviting them in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
yeah, this
But
is it.
yes,
I
yeah,
don't like
but
to invite them in.
yeah, and I think the spirit thing is the some sort of energy. But it's like when
Yeah,
they say about orbs and that, and they see people say they see faces in them. Yeah, a lot of it could be pareidolia, but I don't think it is.
yeah,
But if you was energy, yeah,
yeah,
and you wanted to get from one place to another,
yeah,
what would be the easiest way to shape yourself to travel? Would be ball-like, sphere, an orb,
yeah,
because you can compress. So when you get some foil or some
yeah.
cardboard or paper, you squash it in your hands. You squash it into a ball, don't you?
I've never heard of it like that. That's quite interesting.
And a ball is one of the most aerodynamic shapes that you can
Yeah,
have, because it's just one side. It's just all the way
yeah,
around. It's full 360. It's just one-sided. And for that to
yeah,
travel from point A to point B will probably be the quickest way without having an
yeah,
engine or a motor or something. So
yeah.
that'd make more sense. I've always
Well,
thought
I
that.
think,
I've just first time I've ever said it, I
yeah,
think.
it's interesting. It is interesting. I think one thing to mention as well is that one particular location I went to was the scene of a dreadful murder. I don't know
No,
if you've heard of it. It's called the Screaming House. And it's
I
where
have.
a 15-year-old girl was murdered in the house, strangled by her own tights. And the energy that you get in that property when we first went was so dark. It's like it really hits your chest.
Yeah,
It really hits your chest. And it was such that first time we went, it was such a dark, horrible feeling that I had to get out of there. I
yeah,
don't think any of the spirits from that incident were in the property, coming to think of it now. What I generally think is that I think what happens is when something so horrible happens, you get
yeah.
dark matter that's created from it,
Mm.
that just
An
lingers around
attachment.
the
Yeah,
property. Yeah, an
yeah,
attachment. And then you get like a nasty spirit, or I wouldn't say a demon, but a nasty spirit that comes to that location and
yeah.
feeds
It's
off it.
drawn in through the
Like,
negativity.
they're drawn through the negativity, and then
Yeah,
you end up getting interactions with something so dark because there's now something dark living there because of that manifestation. That is a theory that I've come up with. I don't
yeah.
think the girl is there. I think she's at rest. I don't think the murderer is there. He might still be
Right.
alive.
Ooh,
It's, yeah,
yeah. That's
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Right. We've got like 2-3 minutes left because I know you've got to shoot off. So I've
Yeah,
got
that's right. Any questions before?
two
Wait.
questions. So this is from
Yeah.
Grandia, Grandies, oh Grandiza 12. I can't pronounce your name. You might have to change it. Right, Dan, is there a paranormal popular story that you just don't believe in your research that you think is a load of rubbish? And how did you come to that conclusion?
Oh. I've had this conversation with one of my subscribers, and I think I'm I'm not so sure. I'm on the fence with the Enfield
Yeah,
haunting.
yeah.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know whether a lot of that was played for camera or there was reasons behind it.
There
I
are,
don't know.
yeah, there's stories about that, isn't there? That it was,
Yeah,
the photos were, what's the word? Set up.
yeah, things are set up.
Yeah,
I well, I don't think we're ever gonna know the true intent. I mean, I had this conversation with a subscriber recently, and I said to them, I'm pretty sure there's recordings of the daughters being older and saying that their mum made them do things.
yeah,
I'm
I've heard
sure I've
that as
seen it.
well. But
Yeah.
I know a
So
bloke that lives in London. He Where he works, there are family members of that family that he
yeah,
sees on a regular basis, but they've never really spoke about it, and he doesn't really want
oh,
to ask him.
interesting.
So yeah, so yeah, I just thought I'd on set. Pronunciation is Grandizer. Right, that's it. I'll remember that now.
Grandizer. There we go. Grandizer.
Right. Last question from Simon Riley, and he wants to know, where is this screaming house?
Ooh, it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
It yeah, it was, as far as I'm aware now, it's been knocked down, so
yeah.
you can't but it is all I can say is it's on the English and Welsh border, um, and it's Chester ways. I'll tell you, Chester
Ah,
ways.
right.
I
Yeah.
don't yeah, I don't tend to give locations
No.
because of people go and trash them. I'm not saying any of your
Yeah.
subscribers are gonna trash them, but,
No, no, but anyway,
people
yeah, you
go
don't
and
know
they
who's.
yeah, and so I always for the to keep the building or my way of keeping the building from being trashed, I generally just this is why will never see locations in the titles of videos anymore
Yeah.
because I like to try and keep them safe. I've seen where I've given episode like locations away and
Yeah.
later, months later, it's just trashed. Time capsules
Ah,
ruined it. So
yeah.
yeah,
No, I know what you mean. Right. Well, massive thank you for coming on. That was short and sweet,
thank
but
you for having me.
very, very entertaining. Definitely need to get you back on for a longer episode.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd be happy to
Yeah.
come back on. Yeah,
Yeah. I think best one would be to do a Friday. Like that's when Nicole's on as well.
yeah,
She's a co-host in New York. So,
yeah.
and she's part of Full Moon Paranormal, and they go out, they literally doing like 2-3 investigations every single week. So
Wow, that's crazy. I'd
I
love that.
know, but it's just
Yeah.
tons of stuff over there. We've got like little crappy pubs and buildings that have been knocked down.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we have. Or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but no,
but yeah,
definitely
no.
come
Thank
back
you
on.
very much. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'll come on again if your
Yeah,
subscribers will have me. I'll come back on.
oh, definitely. Right, so I'm just gonna put this on now. So if you want to go and watch Dan's video, you can go to it on here. So it's youtube.com at the Paranormal Scouter.
That's the
Yep,
one.
that's it, innit? Yeah. So go over there and have a look, see what you think, and subscribe.
Thank you.
So no, thank you. Right, I shall let you go. I'm just gonna do a quick update as to who's coming on for the rest of the week. So if you want to shoot
Yep.
off, I'm just gonna be 2 minutes and then I'm gonna end it.
Yeah, I'll jump out. Thanks very much for having
Yep,
me, and
no
I'll
worries.
see you all again.
Cheers, Dan.
All
Speak
right.
to you
Take
soon.
care.
See you later.
Speak to
Bye
you
bye.
soon. See you.
Hello, right. So Dan's going to go over now and get his show ready for his stream tonight. So I just wanted to go through who we've got coming on this week. So on Wednesday, 13th, normal time, we've got Mark Holly coming on. He's going to be talking about everything. I don't think there's anything that this guy has not done. And then on Friday, we've got Brandon Thomas and... Sorry, 1 second. It's gone off. Got Brandon Thomas and Darren Lester coming back on. So that's it. Right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone listening on podcast. And we'll see you on Wednesday at the usual time of 8:30 UK time, 3:30 EST. So take care, everyone.
Goodbye.